first regards in here, I'll be talking about a heroic White Scar's Chainsword build for the Vanguard class in Space Marine 2 patch 13. Now, the main idea behind this build is using the perk over here, Retribution, for a 30% melee damage increase when our ranged weapons magazine is empty, on top of motivated melee on the Inferno pistol for another 20% melee damage increase on top of the Retribution perk. So pretty fun perk option here. Now, it doesn't literally come out in the damage calculation to be 50%, but damage is damage and is noticeable on the White Scar's Chainsword. Now, the White Scar's Chainsword is a very strong weapon in this game. This is a 12 strength, 8 speed, 4 cleaving potential block type weapon, and over here we have the perk effect Fury of Chigoris. Adrenaline Surge stacks are increased to 3. The third stack is a higher damage bonus, but the bonus for the second stack is reduced. This weapon feels very strong. I've seen a lot of people ask me, like, does this actually work like a normal block weapon? Do I get armor back on the second stack? You will still get the normal effect of a block weapon explosion and the armor restoration on the second stack. The third one will just give you more damage. Just keep that in mind. Now, a cool thing about this weapon is that because you have an 8 speed and a block variant, you are able to use the full throttle combo skip to skip directly into your stomp before you run out of block charges, which is pretty fun to use. Though the horde control on this one doesn't have like the same potential, say a balanced one, because you only have a 4 cleave. Because of that high speed, you can kind of just like chew through Minoris regardless. Now, for the perk tree on this, I do start off with the perk Perpetual Strength first, moving here into the perk Swift Recovery once again. Heavy attacks restore 100% more contested health. Now, on an 8 speed weapon, it is so easy to skip to your bash or your kicks or just your stomp that this will come out all the time, and this will also help out even more with things like the Vanguard starting perk for 50% more contested health regen on melee attacks. So you have a really hard time on this class and build ever losing HP against like Hormagaunts or Zangor, so a really good perk option. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength, up here into Perpetual Strength again. Then I move here into the perk Reverberating Impact. Stomp AoE radius increases by 50%. Now, because we can skip into our Stomp, like I said before, this perk will help us out even more. And then I move here into the perk Combined Onslaught for 10% more melee damage on a light combo. Down here into Heavy Onslaught for 15% more heavy attack damage, Full Throttle for the combo skip. If you're unaware on how to actually combo skip in this game, I will put like a link to a guide for that in the description below. And next perk here is Hard Target over into the perk Majora Slayer, and that's pretty much all there is for the main perk tree on this one. Now, for our primary, I do take the Oculus Bolt Carbine on the Headshot Multiplier version. The main reason I like this is because we are taking the perk over here, Tenacity, that gives us 130% more damage on a diving kick for a ranged kill, and this is really easy to pull off with the Oculus because the Oculus is just kind of a Majora sniper. Now, alternatively, you could pick up like the Marksman Carbine or the Heroic Instigator. Those are both good options, but we're going for a White Scars build today, and this one has a DLC White Scar skin, so we're doing that. Now, for the perk tree, I do start off with the perk over here, Remote Threat. Enemies at a distance of more than 25 meters take 20% more damage. Moving here into the perk Elusive Precision, after a perfect time dodge, maximum spread decreases by 25% for 10 seconds. This isn't super useful on this one because we already have a 5+ accuracy, but I will say sometimes it does help out with the hip fire. Next perk here is Fast Reload into the God tier perk Finisher Reload. After a finisher, the equipped weapon instantaneously reloads. This is super useful, like way better than it sounds initially. This gun's reload time is fairly long, and being able to instantaneously reload your weapon on your normal combat loop on top of getting HP back with Adrenaline Rush we'll get into later is a super nice perk option, so definitely pick this up. Next perk here is Recoupment. Killing a Majorist or higher enemy with a headshot with this weapon restores an armor segment. The cooldown is 15 seconds. This is just free armor restore. It really comes into play far more than you would think. You can also just shoot an executable enemy in the head and get this back, so a really great perk option. Next perk here is Extended Magazine, down here into Divine Might. Then I pick up ammo perks like Magazine Restoration, Increased Capacity, because on this class, you definitely want more ammo because you're not super ammo efficient. Then I go up here into the perk Divine Might, and the final perk is Able Damage because I find this one to do the most damage as compared to the one over here with Able Headshot. But you know, either will work. The damage discrepancy here does not matter too much. And that's pretty much all there is for the primary. Now, for our secondary, I do take the rate of fire version of the Inferno pistol, mainly so we can magazine dump, because we do want to have the perk here, Motivated Melee, active as much as possible on top of Retribution. Now, something I want to say, when it comes to triggering these perk effects here for an empty magazine, your gun will automatically start to reload the moment you start to empty it in this game, which kind of sucks, but a way to circumvent that is by doing a single melee attack or like dashing. That will stop your reload animation, which will help you maintain this effect. Next perk here is Great Might, down here into the perk Perpetual Range. Then I pick up Increased Capacity, Adamant Restoration, and the final perks are Extra Shot and Trick Shot. Now, you may be wondering, why don't we go down the top tree for like the one-shot option? Well, the reason for that is this perk just is not worth it, in my opinion. You are going to have a way easier time just mag dumping all 3 shots in like a second on the rate of fire version anyways, and also the bottom perk tree here has better ammo, better range, and also just a better perk effect of Trick Shot. So for that reason, I just prefer it this way, though you could build it up here if you wanted to. That's pretty much all there is for the weapon selection. Now, for our perk tree, I do start off with the perk here, Upper Hand. After a perfect time parry, block, or dodge, you do not control heavy hits and cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. When you are using a melee build like this, you definitely want to have no knockback of some kind, because moving target is not like the worst thing ever with an Oculus Bolt Carbine. The Oculus can definitely snipe cultists and stuff like that, especially on the new map Purgation, where like the range is pretty far on some of the map areas, or like the swamp areas especially, but on this build, you definitely want Upper Hand. Next perk here is Conviction. When your armor is fully depleted, you will take 25% less health damage for 10 seconds. A 25% health damage reduction here, stacked with the perk over here through all the fight for another 20% health damage reduction for 5 seconds on parry, block, or dodge, makes you actually very tanky on this class, and being super tanky on top of having health regen from Adrenaline Rush from Signature Tree, that makes you pretty damn hard to kill. You are effectively a honey badger of classes at that point, so for that reason, I do prefer picking up the damage reduction here. Next perk here is, of course, Retribution, moving here into the perk Inner Fire. Now, since we are picking up healing over here, we do not need to take the healing perk on our team perk selection. You could take this if you wanted to, but Inner Fire is also a very strong perk effect, especially for hard strats and operations, where it says all team members can restore ability charge by 15% by performing finishers on Majora's or higher enemies. Now, this will trigger on any finisher, so that includes gun strikes and like a melee execute. It will no longer work on normal kills though, so just keep that in mind. Next perk here is Collateral Damage. Diving Kick deals 50% more damage and additionally damages enemies on the way to the grapnel launcher's target, on top of Tenacity for a 130% damage buff with a cooldown of 15 seconds on a ranged kill, Majora's or higher enemy. Now, you can pick up whatever you want in this tree here, like Shock and Awe is good, Restless Fortitude is good. The Vanguard's grapnel launcher does scale up in damage with difficulty these days, but Collateral Damage on top of Tenacity, that's a pretty good perk combo, and also the Oculus has a pretty easy time triggering this, like I mentioned before. Next perk here is Thrill the Fight and Adrenaline Rush, and that's pretty much all there is for the main perk tree. Now, for our Prestige perk selection, it is pretty standard. I take Battlefield Awareness first. If it targets within 8 meters, you'll do 10% more range damage because you are a Vanguard, and Vanguard is like, you know, within 8 meters of an enemy all the time because you have a fucking grapnel launcher, so for that reason, I pretty much always pick this up. But I will say, if you want to take the perk over here, Moving Target, or like for whatever godforsaken reason you want Melee Mastery, you can definitely pick up Indomitable Spirit. This will give you no knockback on gun strikes, and that is really useful if you have no other source of it. But this is also a redundant perk effect if we do have Upper Hand. Now, for the final perks here, I take Fortitude, Launch Restoration, and Restoration for Armor Restore, and that is pretty much all there is for this build, guys. The Oculus Bolt Carbine is pretty strong. The other variants are not super good on this. I would definitely stick with the 2.8 times headshot multiplier, even though all the headshot damage and like body shot damage got changed around a bit this patch. This weapon is still very strong. The Inferno pistol is great secondary these days, and the White Scar's Chainsword is a very powerful melee weapon, and probably the best chainsword in the game, in my opinion. And like maybe the other block version is a bit better sometimes, because you can one combo guys off of this one with Retribution, but for the most part, the utility of the White Scar's Chainsword is just way better. So for that reason, that's why I took it on this build, and hopefully this build guide helped you. If you like content like this, subscribe for more. And if you want to watch me live to ask me questions about the game or just coming out, you can find me here on YouTube or on Twitch with a link in the video description. I'll also have a link to my community Discord. And as always, take it easy. Thanks for watching. Bye.
My soul cannot be tainted. My blade has been hit too long.
We hate swamps, don't we? Don't we all? Wow, look at this thing. I was waiting for me at the door to perish.
War gear engaged. Target rally in reserve forces. Halted. We have senses. Employing advanced tactics. Swapping magazine.
What do you think about the Vortex Beast and the Siege Metal? I've only really fought it once, but affecting a disco laser you through walls is pretty bullshit.
Squirm until your end, abomination. Fresh magazine in.
Supposed to be ammo right around this corner over here. Just go up here.
The Emperor's will is done. Stay close and sharp. They think a door will stop me.
Authorization accepted. Perk rights of unsealing. Estimated duration. Warning. Xenos biosignatures converging in this position.
I will pile the Xenos corpses high. Changing magazine. Fortify your psyche. Filled with lies. I will not rest while the traitors breathe.
telling of valor and virtue triumph over vile treachery.
Alright. No boss fights so far. That's the only place this class really rolled with, but
Creatures fought here. Yet no fallen defenders. Viridian, I have received
how's the new
your
Chainsword? Very good.
Your new orders are to advance to the Archmage's data vault and purge any remaining data.
I haven't done like a ton of tests on like the breakpoints with it, but
Traitors
it feels
cannot
good.
recover even a fragment. Deny the Thousand Sons everything. Gladly.
The corpse Emperor's loyal hounds arrive. Still chasing shadows you cannot comprehend. The truths we seek will shatter your obedient little minds. The pity you will die in ignorance. You are benighted curs raging against the stars, insignificant, and soon forgotten.
We give them ash and corpses.
Warning. The data vault remains sealed. The cogitator array suffers affliction. Dispatch the active consoles with the source of affliction must be identified and purged. The other side guides the faithful to truth.
This place lacks servitors. Find the broken machine.
We triumph over our malformed foe. Changing magazine. That one calls for reinforcement. Your miserable life ends in disgrace. Reload. Kill that foe. It's overwhelming force engaged.
Where is the broken one?
All-Specs Tractor Scarab upon terminator. Target seeks to mobilize reinforcements. Activated. Fresh magazine in. Thousand Sons rich. Justice, returning against your brothers. Rearming. Escalating confidence. I laugh at your pathetic sorcery. Swapping magazine.
White Scar's Rip is even harder now. It certainly is. Now, I'll say the Tyrannic War veteran stuff, like the kind of like purple hue of a Tyranid bone plate,
The arch enemy are under
it definitely complements the White Scar's aesthetic.
Where is the broken one?
Which also explains why they put that in the community post in March.
Where is the broken one?
fresh magazine in. Destroy that monstrosity! true victory. Heresy led you to this end.
Bro, how the hell, dude, how in the hell did I not know that my Space Marine 2 YouTube GOAT streamed? That's a good question, because I stream my YouTube too. How did you not know that?
Swapping magazine.
Explain yourself. He blocked me. He blocked me on my block. Some horse shit.
Primitive tactics.
And the block gets blocked by the blocker. That's true. The tragic event every time.
Silence that sorcery spewing threat. Be gone with your firearm plant. Fresh magazine in. Squirm until your end, abomination.
Fixed.
The cogitator's affliction is right. His machine's enemy challenge.
Ammunition cache here. Focus on that monster.
Stabilization complete. All weapons expunge. The administration to serve the front
Viridian, we are registering a significant warp energy spike inside Nozick's laboratory. Reach the lab and eliminate the heretics. Do not allow your ritual to reach completion. Confirmed. I will enjoy this.
Such faith you have, seals and protocols. Such misplaced faith. The thousand suns have already drunk deep of Gnostics knowledge. Every secret, every fear. You cleanse empty us.
Take me in the flesh then, Draven. Body of thoughts, unlucky coward.
Escalating combat.
Vanguard is like the honey badger of classes. You're not wrong. He just kind of wins through like pure attrition.
The stench of heretical sorcery. Bearing the source.
Are we running adrenaline rush and out of my seal? Yeah. So we have inner fire instead.
Your miserable life ends in disgrace. Resist the blighting presence. Changing magazine. Closing the gap. Target is rallying reserve forces. Halt it! Another Xenos bioform eliminated.
My patience for this grace wears thin.
Spore bombs incoming.
It's rude.
Moving into range. Silence that vermin spore for more of its foul. Heretic, come.
Moses lab is ahead.
Changing magazine. Into the fray. Eliminate the tyrannic bioform. Overwhelming force engaged. All specs tagged the zone through. Reloading. Tanner unbound! Fresh magazine in. My resolve cannot be tainted. Employing advanced tactic. Grapple launched! You are fertilizer now, Xenos. Reloading. Out of rounds.
Quick. I know fucking ammo. That is certainly awkward.
Activated.
But not as awkward as Mortari and getting bodied by Grey Knights.
Just death for the betrayed. Sorcery claws at my senses. Disgusting tyrannid scum. Rearming. Closing the gap. Thinking of extra rounds. Swapping magazine. Moving into range. You are fertilizer now, Xenos.
I had no idea there was a relic spot here, but okay. That's cool. Write that one down, chat. Relic spot in like a random piss pit over there.
Well done, brothers.
Not as awkward as Armin going to Magnus and saying, seeing what had to happen was. Yeah, that's true. Armin did have some explaining to do.
Enough waiting. This is our destination.
Fresh magazine in. Escalating cold.
There we go. This grapnel freebie. Am I the only one having a hard time getting to Hard Siege Wave 25? No, a lot of people have been having a hard time with that. What I've heard. I have no idea what the record is right now. I imagine it's probably 30 something. Ow, my ass. When I played it, I was like, okay, this is probably like shit stomp scrubs.
It is an honor to be the executioners of the Emperor. deliver mankind from the evil of the Xenos, the mutant, and the heretic.
Oh my god, that's a lot of Marines. What the fuck? Perish, all of you. And you.
Target is rallying reserve forces. Halt it! Resist the blighted presence. Enemy reinforcements have heard the rally cry. Urge the hellfall! Heresy led you to this end. I have eyes on a spearman. Kill that foe that's been summoned in. Closing the gap. War gear engaged. We have shattered its spear. Justice for turning against your brothers.
My grapple's gonna stop by a bubble.
Sorcery claws at my senses. Activating. Without unit sighted. Moving into range. Rearming. Overwhelming force engaged. Swapping magazine. That beaked abomination is silenced. The Emperor's will is done. Activated.
I guess Drilling Rush kind of is just got win button, huh?
Another ward falls.
Changing magazine. Someone calls for reinforcements. Rallying reserve forces. Halt it! You deliver the wrath of the Imperial unto the Emperor's feet. Reloading.
Canians, you are liberated. Do your duty. Closing the gap.
Fresh magazine. Destroy that monstrosity. Ammunition cache. Resupply. This monstrosity is dead. Swapping magazine.
kinsman freed. No more wars. Quite where the altar sustains this filth, I will tear it apart.
Here's my question: who put up this like little pillar here?
My resolve.
Who did that? Oh shit. Nothing. Anything but the warp tentacles, please.
Seize the altar now.
Your archmaker's gleaned forbidden truths. We saw through the corpse emperors.
Wow, look, they're all worshiping Perish.
Your own flesh. Waste countless worlds.
The Holy Vulture strikes again.
Your Imperium with you.
Seize the altar now.
Dogs of a rotting empire. Come to Perk. That is never detected. Let us see which tale is first. Your ammunition or your little minds. Behold the host. A changer of ways. We do not tire.
The altar visions.
Rearming.
The altar is dying. Finish it. I will fight until my blade breaks, and then I will draw another.
He survived the shock nade.
You have sharpened my
Every now and then I
blade,
think like, oh, surely they can't live through that.
cut down the
They do.
archery unto my last breath. The eye, rip it out. Viridian, Auspex confirms the rift is collapsing. Heretic warp signatures are dissipating across the battlefield. Exemplary work. Return to the Resilient. Have the Cadians follow. Their exposure to the warp was significant. They will be detained for inquisitorial assessment. May the Inquisition find them untainted.